right, hello everyone. This is Josh, also known as Yashu. You're just tuning into another episode of TLOY Talks. You can get this like on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Buzzsprout, much more. We're getting like lit today and all that too. So, like, we'll definitely like showcase everything else too with a lot of the content with Patreon, all that sort of stuff too. Check out the tiers and much more and all that too. Whenever you get like a certain tier, you get certain perks, all that sort of stuff too. But yeah, like definitely check it out. Link in the bio, So we actually have a returning guest back on the pod to share more on his like life story and all that, and like everything else too and all that. Like he was with Solo YS last time too, but like since then he's been touring with Roney, Zero, and all that too, doing like a lot of shows like all over the city and all that, and like all over Canada. We have 1kJayy back. How are you doing today, fam?
Yo, what's going on, man? Fuck, I appreciate you for having me for sure.
Yeah, man. I know we talked about it like last time too, to get like your initial one going, like the solo one too and all that, and like it's like perfect timing.
Yeah, no, it was super sick. Solo brought me out. I done a couple podcasts with Solo, but I think this is my first actual podcast on my own.
Yeah,
so sure, I'm excited.
Yeah, and kind of had to like celebrate it with like a little bit of like Happy Dad and all that too. So got to do a taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I approve.
Yeah,
Happy Dad.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, man, like it's like my first time trying this too. It's like not even that bad and all that too. And like I think it has a little bit of a good taste too, like a Tahiti treat and all that too. But yo,
bro, I'm not gonna lie, yo, I'm such a bitch when it comes to drinking. Like all I drink, like you would never see me drinking no hard liquor. I'm a seltzers guy. That's my cup of tea.
Nah, that's facts, man, too. But like with a lot of the stuff, like I was like doing like a lot of my like research earlier, and it's like actually like very like interesting to find out too, like more about your prior music thing before like 1kJayy and all that.
I'm surprised you found that. Yeah. I was shocked when you found out. When I seen it, I was like, yo, no way he's seen that. I like that though. I like that you do your digging.
Yeah, for sure. But yo, I want to like dive deep in first and all that too. So you were actually born in Scarborough, but where did you grow up, like within like Scarborough and like other parts of GTA?
I wouldn't even say I grew up in Scarborough. To be honest, like my upbringing that I really remember was in like Durham region in Oshawa. I grew up there. That's where I really like planted my foot down. Obviously, like I always kept ties to Scarborough and stuff like that. With like I had family members living over there and obviously friends that I grew up with. But I didn't really start connecting back into Scarborough till I was like probably like 13, 14, 15. Like when you get older, right?
Okay.
So I would never, I never say that, oh, like I'm from Scarborough, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm an East End baby.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. But like Durham, like it's actually pretty interesting because I actually used to go to school like in Oshawa, UIT and all that too.
Okay.
Yeah, so like that's like a dope like story and all that too. But like Oshawa, like I know like we talked about it with like Solo YS and all that too. There's like Slim Dinero and all that, and like a whole like
we have a bunch of big names that come out of Durham for sure.
Yeah.
People sleep on Durham 100%.
So was it like big for the like music creative scenes like at the time growing up, or was it like different and all that?
I didn't really notice the music scene around me till I got older. Obviously when I was younger, like my priorities was never really music. Once I started to like, there's a lot of people that I come to find out that are from like my sides. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people that I never knew were from over there. Like you said, like Slim Dinero and like my homie 4TM JayyCrispp and all those guys. They're all East Side guys, right? So once I really started tapping into the music industry, then I really started seeing, oh shit, we really got some talent over here.
Yeah, I know Boy Wonder's like from Pickering and all that.
Yeah.
Is friggin' from I think Ajax and all that too. Keisha Fresh from I think Ajax Ajax.
I can't lie, Ajax put out some bangers.
Yeah.
Ajax has some bangers.
Yeah. But like even like I know you talked about like prior like you're Bajan, but you're also like Maltese and French and all that too. So like what was like that household like and all that?
The household growing up, it was definitely very very split. My mom's side was very very French and like country, I guess you could kind of say. And then my dad's side, obviously being Maltese and Bajan, you really get like your culture on that side. So it was kind of cool. So like I got to grow up on both sides, you know what I mean? That's why like I always had two different friend groups. I had my cultured friend group, and then I had, we called them rednecks, you know what I'm saying? So it was cool.
Yeah, true. Do you have like family like in Quebec and all that? Or?
I have family, so I have like cousins and stuff that live in Barbados.
All right.
And then I also have like cousins and aunts and uncles that live in Malta as well. And then all like my French side of the family, they're all down here.
Okay, yeah. Because I know with like Quebec and all that too, like if you go to like other parts too, it has like that more of like that country feel and all that. Like I know with like Cornwall and then
like my mom's side's from New Brunswick.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're from what's it called? Moncton?
Oh,
they're from
Moncton.
Okay.
Yeah. I heard it's pretty lit out there too. So
yeah, I went out there actually for the first time like I think a year ago or 2 years ago, I went out there for the first time. I didn't go out there to see family. I went out there for business.
Okay.
But it was definitely cool to be like, oh shit, like this is where my family's from.
Okay, that's facts, man. And what were you like from like the start of like birth until now and all that?
Shit, that was a roller coaster, to be honest with you. Growing up, I was very, very, sports oriented. I played a lot of sports growing up. Very, very, very athletic kid. And then, yeah, life just kind of took a turn. You got to do what you got to do to make a dollar. And I never said my parents they weren't broke, but they weren't rich. You know what I'm saying? Like we weren't wealthy. We didn't have a whole lot of. I didn't have the nicest clothes. I didn't have, brand new bikes or brand new scooters or anything like that. So, you kind of had to hustle to get what you got. And then once my parents split, that was when life really took a turn.
Okay.
And then, obviously I got myself into some trouble, did stuff along those lines. And then, got out of trouble, started playing sports again. And then COVID hit. COVID kind of messed everything up. And then I always had like a love for music. So, I jumped into the music stuff and, we're here now. So my life's been a roller coaster ever since I grown up, man. Everything you could think of's happened.
Oh, that's facts, man. And like, you actually played like professional hockey in Quebec. So to speak more on that, what was that experience like, and like what led to you like, like stopping like playing and all that?
So hockey was a weird thing. So obviously I grew up playing hockey my whole entire life. And then my parents split up when I was going into high school and just couldn't afford me to play at like that competitive level. I was a very good hockey player, so I wasn't, going to go play at a low level that my parents could afford. So I said, you know what, fuck it. I had to go make money for myself at the time. So I was doing that. And then, like I said, I got myself into some trouble. I did some time as a juvenile. I got out just after a year. And then I was like, fuck, what am I going to do with my life? I don't want to keep doing the shit that I'm doing. And then it was actually like one of my best friends, one of my homegirls, she was dating a dude that asked me, he's like, yo, you want to come out and play some pickup hockey? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I went out, and sure enough, he played on a junior A, like professional hockey team, I guess you could say. I went out, skated with him and a couple of the team guys, and they're like, yo, like, you don't play no more. And I was like, to be honest, no. And they're like, man, like, why don't you come as a walk-on? I was like, yeah, you guys are tripping, bro. Like, I haven't played hockey in 3 years, let alone come and play at a junior A level. And then, sure enough, these guys convinced me to go out there as a walk-on. I made it past main camp or rookie camp. Went on to the main camp. They asked me to be a part of the organization. So I initially started playing junior down here. Like my professional level started down here in Ontario. And then just a lot of like politics. Hockey and sports is the same stuff as music, man. There's a lot of politics. There's a lot of, behind the scenes shit that a lot of people don't see.
Yeah.
So I was super bumping heads with the team that I was playing. I was asking for, a release, a trade, anything to get me out of this organization. They didn't want to give it to me. I had a team from Quebec reach out to me, and they asked me, hey, like, do you want to come and play out here? I thought it was a joke. Like, the way the guy reached out to me that owns the team, it was the owner that had reached out to me. He messaged me on Facebook. I was like, there's no way a professional hockey team is messaging you on Facebook. You know what I mean? Like, this is a fucking scam. And then I had another game with my Ontario team. And then sure enough, like after the game, I get pulled into this meeting room, and it's the guy from Quebec, and he's like, yo, like, we really want you to come out. So I packed up my shit the next day, drove 6 hours in a car, and went and lived in Quebec for 2 years.
Okay.
And then, I was enjoying my time out there. It was super fun. It was super different because I lived in a small town. No one spoke English. Everyone spoke French. So my French isn't very good. Like I can get around, I guess you could say. And then, man, I lived out there. And then COVID hit. We all came home early because of COVID. And then obviously through the 2-year super lockdown, I ended up aging out of junior hockey. And then after that, it was, back to what I was good at. What I thought I was good at was the streets. Got myself into some more trouble, did some jail time. And then got back out and, really started taking this music serious, right? Try to keep myself out of trouble. It keeps me occupied. So.
Yeah, that's facts. How much were you making when you were like doing the whole like professional thing and all that?
So down here, I wasn't making $0. I was not getting paid at all. Everything was paid for though. Like, we had all of your equipment's paid for, all of your sticks are paid for, all of your travel expenses are paid for. When you're on the road, your food's covered on the road. You usually have a chef that comes and cooks with the team.
Okay.
Quebec was a different story. When I got to Quebec, I went out there. Was $0 when I got out there, and then they started giving you like they call it benefits, but like I guess you could say like an allowance, like a player allowance. Yeah. So you make anywhere from, depending on what rank you were. The contract I signed was a 2-year contract, and I forget like X amount of dollars that they were supposed to pay me by the end of the contract. Okay. But it equaled up to like, I don't know, like $400 a week, $500 a week. But everything else is paid for too, right? So, you know, like I said, I lived in a team house with all my guys.
Yeah.
So we had a chef that would come in 3 times a week. Everything else was kind of like pre-cooked meals. You know, everybody would meal prep. So I guess you could say like I made money out there, but you know, it was more just for the love of the game. To go and play out there.
No, that's facts. Because I know, like, I've met like some people who did like the whole like walk-on thing and all that. So like my cousin actually from like Texas, he did like a walk-on like back in like high school. So he played for Christian high school football team and all that too for like one day. But like it was like illegal like back then, but like he did that. He did some good plays and he got like some money for it too. So like it all depends like on the situation and all that.
For sure. Now I look at with this whole like I can't remember what the deal's called, but I see like all junior and professional like student athletes, I guess you could say, like along those ages, they're all getting, I think it's like an NIL deal or something like that. So like sponsors are reaching out to them like, yo, we'll pay you. Like Travis Hunter, for example. Travis Hunter was a millionaire before he was even a big name. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the best college football players that there is in the world. So a lot of people, that's where they're making their money now. Like that's where, you know, young athletes are really getting the big bucks now.
Sucks, man. And then, like, you know, transitioning back to your time, like, as an artist too and all that. So you actually started off as, like, JayyCrispp and all that too. So tell me more about, like, Stern's great music at that time, you know, with, like, Casino, Best Friend, City Free Moving. Like, I saw the Casino video too, and, like, I thought, like, the AK, like, the rifle was, like, fake and all that too, but I thought, like, the stick was, like, sort of, like, real.
So funny enough, I could legally speak about this because, you know, the case was beaten in court. After we dropped that music video, I didn't know that I was already under an investigation at the time. So we dropped that music video, and like 3 days after we dropped it, I got raided.
Oh shit!
And then there was a bunch of shit that come from that. But everyone's like, oh yeah, like you know we were stupid at the time, man. Like yo, we were young and dumb. You know what I mean? I think I was 17 or no, I was 19 when I dropped that video, or 18.
Okay,
one of the two. And then you know we just wanted to portray this image so bad because that's what was popping at the time, right? Yeah, that shit coming back fire. I'll never do that again.
Okay,
you know, I think anybody that does that or puts that kind of stuff in a video, you're just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, even then, you know, you've had, like, you know, kind of like clean cut releases too. Like, you did, like, an interview for, like, the channel and all that. And I think you did, like, a performance video. So,
yeah.
So, like, even making from music at that time and then transitioning to, like, 1kJayy and all that too. So, how was, like, that process like?
The process was kind of like, when I started with the whole JayyCrispp thing, I wasn't taking music serious. You know what I mean? I started that through COVID. So it was kind of like I said, like I had just got out of jail. I was like, I can't go to work anywhere because it's COVID. And, you know, no disrespect to all my grocery store employees, but I'm not a person to work at a grocery store. You know what I mean? I'm not great in that field. So, you know, I found a studio. Shout out to Low Game Productions. Tapped in with this guy named Logan. He was working with some big names at the time. He was doing like media sound for Sony and doing stuff for the Marvel movies that were coming out and like the I don't know if you want to say comics or anime movies, whatever you want to talk about. He was doing a lot of stuff for that, and it was a friend of a friend. So he introduced me. He was one of the only studios that were open through COVID. Actually, I don't know if I could say that. He was not open through COVID. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But we went over there and then we started the whole thing, and it was crazy how I got the name JayyCrispp, because obviously my name's Jay. And they're like, yo, you got to think of something. And it was so weird. We were in a studio one night, and it was like, fuck, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, downtown Toronto. And there was like this dessert spot that was open around the corner. I ended up ordering apple crisp. Like that's like one of my favorite foods is apple crisp and ice cream. And then I think like Logan or my cameraman at the time, TSP Visuals, said like, yo, like JayyCrispp or something like that. And it just kind of stuck. Now that I think back on it, I'm like, yo, that was corny as fuck. Like that name was horrible. Whoever let me put music out under that was horrible. But yeah, no, it was just fun. Like it was fun. I wasn't taking anything serious at all. I've never done a show. I've never put promo behind anything. I've never, you know, I never did anything like that. We put out Casino, and Casino had a good run. I can't lie. There was a lot of people around me that still bump Casino to this day, and I absolutely hate that song. I think that era of my music was the worst music I've ever put out in my life. But like I said, I was learning. I didn't know the music stuff, right? I was, you know, getting into the melodic and the auto tune and, you know, learning how to actually record something and make your vision become reality, right? Yeah. All those songs are freestyle. I never went into a studio. Everything under JayyCrispp was never written down. It was in the studio. We're just going to say whatever comes to my head and see what we come up with. And then we shot a Casino video. I was like, oh shit, this video started buzzing. And then obviously, like, I wouldn't say buzzing. Like, I think it caught like, I don't know, like 150 views in the first day or something like that. To me, at the time, I was like, holy shit, like 150 people tapped in to see this.
Yeah.
And then obviously the raid happened. And once the raid happened, word got around town quick. I never posted publicly like, oh, this is what happened, because that's not cool. Like, I'm just, at the time, just retarded.
Yeah.
But then after the raid happened and everyone heard about it, that was when everyone really started oh shit, really looking back on the stuff.
Yeah.
And then best friend kind of came out of nowhere. There was we were in a studio one night and I was making City Free.
All right.
And I just wasn't really in the vibe to make no like hard rap music that night. There was a girl at the time that was a big part of my life, but she was like my best friend, but like there was feelings coming and stuff like that. So then, yeah, we just made the song and the hook was, I think that I'm falling in love with my best friend. That was the first like love track, I guess you could say, I ever made. And then that one sounded like shit, but everyone loved the storyline of the song. You know what I mean? Like if you listen to the words, I still go back on that song all the time and I'm like, yo, these words were sick, but I sounded like shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it went from there. I took a break from music for like a year. And then I just started getting in contact with Solo like crazy. Me and Solo, we were in a studio while I was JayyCrispp. Me and Solo probably recorded like 4 or 5 songs, but Solo was buzzing at the time. And I'm not the type of person, I don't know if you want to call it dick ride or glaze but I'll never let my come up be off of somebody else. You know what I mean? So Solo really just started bumping at the time. So I just didn't think it was the right time for me to put the music out with Solo. And then, but we always stay in contact. That's always been like my big brother.
Yeah.
So, he just reached out to me one day. He said, yo, bro, I'm in the studio today. Like, yo, come and pop by. I said, I'll say no more. So we went down to the studio and me and him cooked up a track together. And then after that, I was kind of like, okay, shit. Like, I like doing this again. You know what I mean? This is fun. And then I sat down with Solo for weeks on end. And he said, yo, you got to record, bro. You got to put something out. You got to do this. You got to do that. I said, fuck, bro. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know if music is the lane I really want to go. And then we recorded Fame and Fortune. I recorded Fame and Fortune. Solo super fuck with that track. Solo was like, yo, like I'd put a verse on this. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, so then fuck it, let's get back to this music shit. You know what I mean? Like let's do this. And then at the time I was like, yo, like I hate the name JayyCrispp. You know what I mean? So we had to come up with something new. And we were all sitting down in my brethren's basement the one day. And we were trying to come up with like a name for me and, bounce ideas off each other. And I said something. I think someone called me and I paged them on the phone or something like that. And my homie looked at me. He's like, yo, you keep it a stack with everybody, eh? He's like, you keep it 1,000 all the time. And then we just kind of all looked at each other and we were like, yo, like 1kJayy. And everyone always thinks like 1kJayy means like, yo, I got $1,000 on me, or you know what I mean? Nah, 1K is just, I'm an honest person. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to sugarcoat shit. So we transferred into 1kJayy and it's been going ever since. Last year, I had a lot of problems going on last year that we'll get into later in the questions, but there was a lot of problems going on. So I took the year kind of off of music just to focus on myself a little bit.
All right.
And then this year, I'm coming back in full effect, man. This year, I'm coming with everything this year. So.
For sure. Because I know you released with like Somebody, To You, No Better, and like Crypto King and all that too. And like I know Crypto King, like we might like have to get onto it like later on too. But like Somebody, To You, like No Better, like
yeah.
What was like that vibe like?
The biggest thing was going through different avenues and exploring. Not even just exploring. It was just kind of showing people like, yo, I can make rap music. I can make love music. I could tell a story. I could tell somebody else's story. So, Somebody was, shout out to my homie Jork, Jelani, that he's a big part of my music as well. That's my main engineer. That's my right-hand man. He helps me a lot. But we were just kind of in the studio one day. Somebody was the first different, like, I don't know if you listen to it, that was a very, very different style of music than what I'm used to putting out. But man, we were just having fun. Like all of those songs were just fun. There was no plan. I didn't have a beat saved going into the studio. It was just, we were in a mood in the studio that day. We searched up that beat and that stuff just came to mind. And I feel like that's what a lot of my music is now is I don't really sit at home and write. A lot of it is just, I try to go to the studio and I let my emotions out in the studio. I want my music to be real. I don't want it to be what everybody else is talking about. I'm going to tell you my life story and what's going on in my life at the time. You know what I mean? So that's where Somebody and and 2U came from. Somebody was about. Were we talking about somebody or 2U?
We were.
I'm fried.
I know there's like somebody. I know there's like 2U. And
So 2U was the one I was talking about with Jelani. Somebody was the same thing. I went into the studio one day to make like a rap song. I had a whole rap song written down, and I just wasn't feeling it that day. I was going through some shit with what was at the time my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend now, and then you know, I was just venting to one of my homies, and I was like, "Yo, fuck, bro! Like it just feels like I gave my heart to somebody who didn't need it. You know what I mean? Like didn't deserve it." And he's like, "Yo, like that sounds sick." And then we searched up like a 2C type beat because I was really fucking with 2C at the time. And then yeah, the hook came like I think I gave my heart to somebody who didn't need it. And then after that, it was just. You know, it just flowed out. That was one of those songs. And then 2U, yeah, 2U was the one I was talking about with Jelani.
Yeah, and then No Better, which is...
No Better was honestly, like that time in my life, I don't really know. No Better was recorded 2 years before it was put out.
All right.
I had No Better for a minute.
Okay.
No Better was just kind of like a, hey, I'm back type of thing. Like, let's put it out and just show people like there is music coming. You know what I mean? But yeah, No Better was just... It's just kind of like a vibe, you know? Yeah.
Nice. And I think it might be a little bit heated right now too, but like I know you have Crypto King, which is an actual diss track to Aiden Pleterski, aka the Crypto King. So how did that beef like come about and all that?
Fuck that. You know, back in the day, through COVID, that was my right hand man. Like, that was the dog at the time, you know what I'm saying? We were together every single day, bro. We did everything together. And then, you know, he come to me the one day about, yo, bro, I'm investing this, and that. You know, you give me X amount of dollars, I could bring you this back. At the time, I thought it was fucking bullshit. I don't know. We could cuss on here, right?
No, you're good, man.
Yeah. I thought it was fucking bullshit, but I was like, yo, you know what? At the time, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to really put the story out here because everyone's always wanted to hear me actually talk about this. At the time, I was like, the Serb checks are coming out.
Yeah.
So... obviously, you know, everybody got their Serb check link and this and that. So I said, yo, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to collect one of these Serb checks. I give him $2,000 and see what he could do. So I gave him $2,000 a couple of weeks go by. He's like, yo, you doubled your money. Do you want your initial back? I said, yeah, cool. Let's do this. So, you know, he gave me my initial back. I tested it. I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to amp it up a little. I'm going to give him X amount of dollars. Now. I'm going to see what happens. So I really started to turn it up and drop some paper on him. And he was coming through for a long time. I'm not going to lie to you. For I think the first half a year to a year, I don't know what he was doing. If you guys know the backstory to Crypto King and all the shit that happened and the allegations that are put up to him, obviously that's just true. Fuck that kid. But at the time, I truly believe, I don't know what he was doing, but I don't know how he was scamming me or where he was getting the money from because I was getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So then I really started amping it up, giving him some real bread. And then I started introducing, you know, friends are like, yo, Jay, how you doing this? Because, you know, you're not in the streets no more, but, yo, you're coming out here, you got new jewelry, you got new kicks every day, you got a new fit every day. I said, yo, bro, there's this kid I hang out with, you know, Crypto Kid, blah, 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 blah. Now I started introducing other people. Now I'm bringing in big dog investors and stuff like that. People are giving them 6-figure checks, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
So I had a couple people come in and, you know, write them some big figure checks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, after that, everything just kind of took off for that kid. You know what I mean? Me and him ended up having a fallout over a girl, which was, you know, typical young testosterone bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he slammed me, and me, I'm not one for second chances. So you fucked me over once, you're out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, but me and him, we always kept it cordial with the business shit. So, you know, even though he knew I didn't like him and this and that, yeah, bro, our friendship's out the window. But we have business together. And you know what I'm saying? There's business and then there's your friendship. Yeah. So we always stuck with business together. And I remember like a year down the road, I ended up getting my dad involved. My dad gave this kid X amount of dollars. And my dad worked hard, a long 30 years of his life to retire from his work. You know what I'm saying? So he gave this kid a lot of the last of his money. And yeah, it was like, you know, I was having people reach out to me that I brought on board saying, yo, bro, I'm trying to get money from this kid. And, you know, the kid's not answering his phone and this and that. I said, okay, you know what? So I shot him a message. I said, yo, bro, I want to pull out X amount of dollars. I said, let's make it happen. He said, I could give you half of it right now. And then you're going to have to wait another month for the other half. I said, okay, you know what? Let's test let's see if he's bluffing. You know what I mean? Okay, give me half. So he come up, give me X amount of dollars, half. I said, okay, cool. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like a couple weeks go by, a bunch of us get like this mass text message, him talking about, oh, the brokers are going down and this and this bullshit and all that fucking shit. But he's basically telling people, yeah, like, you guys aren't getting paid. But I'm sitting here like, yo, brother, you got well over $3-4 million worth of cars sitting in your driveway. You're trying to tell me you can't pay people back. Me, I wasn't even worried about me. I'm gonna be so real with everybody on here. Everybody that thinks I lost money with Aiden, I did not lose a fucking dollar with Aiden. My family lost. My dad lost $1 with Aiden. Lost a lot of money with Aiden. I never lost $1. I made a come up off of Aiden. I'll be so straight with you guys. I can never say anything otherwise. I made a come up off of him. But the thing that fucked me up the most was seeing all the other people that didn't make a come up off of him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what pushed the beef even harder. And then there was a situation. You know what? Fuck yeah. Yeah, you know what? Fuck this kid, bro. I'm gonna air this shit out. There was a rumor that went around that, you know, if you listen to the song, it's try to give me smoke but couldn't hit it on a dime. If you could put 2 and 2 together, then if you know what that means, you know what that means. After that, this is way before the diss track when this shit happened. I said, okay, it's up. You know what I'm saying? It's like that now. So we kicked it off, and me and him were going back and forth on the internet for a little bit, and then, you know, allegedly he got fucking, who knows what happened to him? I don't know. He says he got kidnapped or whatever the case was. Poor kid, you know. Fuck. Sorry to hear, but, you know, apparently, you know, his life got real bad. And then after that was when all the families and stuff started coming forward. And I was like, you know, this kid's really, really a goof. And I don't say the word goof lightly. This kid's a fucking goof. I'm seeing, you know, 65, 70-year-old ladies coming through talking about, yeah, like, I gave you everything. Like, I remortgaged my home for you. I did this and this and that. And then that was when I got to a point where I was like, yo, like, I'm hot and I want to get this kid's attention. You know what I mean? So I dropped Crypto King, and right away he was fucking messaging blog pages. I don't want to expose the blog pages, but there was a lot of blog pages that got a hold of that. And I'm close to these blog pages, eh? Like, if these blog pages post me, I'm not one of these fanboys that are. I had a good homie of mine that I talked to almost every day. He reached out to me and said, yo, bro, you'll never guess who just messaged me. I said, who? He said, yeah, you know, the so-and-so messaged me talking about if we don't take the post down, they're going to sue us.
Oh, shit.
I said, oh, yeah? Because obviously me being me, I used his mugshot as the cover, right? So, yeah, there was a whole situation. He tried to get brave in the DMs and, you know, didn't turn out great for him. But
did he try to, like, report the song on Spotify and all that?
Yeah, you got that shit taken down for a minute. Yeah, that shit got taken down. I can't lie. I think it spiked to like 8K views in the first like 2 weeks or something like that. Then all of a sudden, my brethren's like, yo, he called me one morning. He's like, yo, he's trying to show his boss or something like that. He's like, yo, I'm trying to show my boss Crypto King. I can't find it. I said, what do you mean you can't find it? Yeah, that little piece of shit got the fucking thing taken down. But I seen he just got charged again.
Yeah, for like DV and all that. Yeah.
No, did you see he got charged for beating up the woman?
Yeah, like domestic violence.
Yeah. Fucking forcible confinement, kidnapping the.
Yeah.
He's a weirdo, bro.
Yeah. And
like,
I think, did he do some jail time like prior to that? Like, because I think he got booked and then.
Nah, he got knocked. And then, you know, his sorry ass parents that are involved too, his mom and his dad are just as big as a fucking piece of shit as he is. They bailed their sorry ass fucking kid out of jail. And then, yeah, I heard he got like his passport or something taken or some shit like that. And then all of his assets obviously got seized. And then, yeah, I heard he just went back for being an even bigger goof and beating up like a 18-year-old girl or some shit.
Oh shit! How old is he, by the way? To like what? Like
I think he's 2 years older than me. I think he's 25.
I mean, imagine dating an 18-year-old girl and like doing that type of
and then a forcible confinement charge. Like I don't know if you know what forcible confinement is. That means like you were held somewhere and not let go. Like you weren't kidnapped. They didn't force you to go there. You went there on your own, but they didn't let you leave. Like you're a fucking goof, kid. Like.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of people like that do kind of do that stuff too, and then the banks like even like fuck it up like way harder too and all that, because like if they see you doing that like that type of shit too, like they take like restrictions away, like all that type of stuff too. Like they put like a lot of like things through, like you can't do like e-transfers anymore too. You can't like do the ATM stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
All that type of stuff too. So like it affects like all the way too. So your trust can go down like here and there too. So I don't know for like the people affected if they had like that kind of like weird relationship with like the bank and all that, where it's like hard to like even like go inside.
100%. And back to what we were saying about him doing you know, I heard allegations about this kid before, about the whole, like, even when I was around him, there was other girls that had reached out to me like, yo, like, heads up, like, this kid you're around's a weirdo. But I'm a very like yo, it needs to be it needs to be right in front of me. Like, I need to see it in paper. Like, yo, if somebody's a rat, show me their paperwork. If somebody's this, you need to show me proof to back it.
Yeah.
And then I'm not gonna say no names, but Aiden's girlfriend at the time, you know, I heard he was an abusive piece of shit to this girl too. And that was another thing that pissed me right off. And Aiden knew, and I'll say it straight. Police could come for me, whatever. Yo, if I ever seen Aiden, yo, I'll pop his fucking head off with my hands. I'll beat that kid to a pulp. You think you're tough towards a woman? Be tough towards a man. Come on. You know what I mean? You're beating up girls that are half your fucking size. But, you know, he laid his hands on a very good friend of mine, and he got a pass because he's in, you know, his protective custody, and the police are making sure he keeps his little bitch ass safe. But, you know, the way I look at it, karma's a bitch. Karma's going to catch up to you. I believe in karma so dearly, man, and I think karma will come around and fuck you right up. So whatever he has coming to him it's going to come in full effect, and he'll get it.
And how did, like, people, like, you know, like Solo YS and, like, all the other, like, people, like, react to it, you know?
I don't even... There was some people that were... Everyone was like, yeah, fuck that kid. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to voice it, but no one... Like, Solo was never involved with him. Anybody around me right now wasn't involved with him. Anyone that was involved with him that was around me didn't have a voice or a platform to speak what they were thinking. So I think Crypto King for me was not just me saying fuck you, but it was me saying a fuck you for all the people that felt like, I don't know why people are afraid of this kid. Like, yo, I'm a small guy. Like, I'm skinny, but this kid is like a fucking soaking wet crackhead with acne.
Oh, shit.
Like, you know, one smack and he's fucking out like a light. But people were too scared to say anything because, you know, the kid had money. You know, they heard about situations of allegedly allegedly Aiden wanting to allegedly get people hurt and allegedly this and that. Yo, that kid doesn't fucking scare me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know the reals, bro. The kid used to sleep on my floor. Used to sleep on my couch at my mom's house, dog. You know what I'm saying? We would go and pick up rental cars. Yes, they were fucking rental cars. We used to pick up rental cars every damn day. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Rolls Royces, everything you could think of. We were driving McLarens. He'd come to my house. He'd sleep on my fucking floor. Doesn't change. Dirty you, man. Dirty fucking kid.
Yeah.
Bathe your damn skin. But nobody ever wanted to say anything and speak up. So I was just kind of the voice for the people like, yo, fuck you. You know what I mean? I had my own story to tell about him, but at the end of the day, it was still like a fuck you. And yeah, he got the song shadow banned and taken down, and then...
Oh, that's
yeah, you know, fuck, he's got money, man. You know, you put the right money behind something, you could do anything you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, he's gonna reap what he sows and all that too. And like, you know, with everything going on, like, can't stay like protective like anymore and all that. You know, so
I think, you know, and to be honest, as much as I fucking hate that kid, I don't wish jail upon my worst enemy because I've been there. But you know, inshallah, he'll fucking get exactly what he deserves. You know what I'm saying? So.
No, that's facts. And I want to like take it on to like another note and all that too. So like you're like on tour with like Rowe and like Roney and all that too. So how did that like come about, and like how was that experience like, and like that impact and all that?
Bro, I think going on tour with Rowe was probably like the biggest thing for me to be like, yo, I really want to push this music shit. Obviously being with Solo, working with that kind of talent, like Solo IS is by far one of the most talented people to ever come out of Ontario. I don't care what nobody says. Ever come out of Canada. That guy is so slept on. I don't care what nobody says. I'm with this guy every day. Every day I'm with Solo. I see the shit that this guy does in the studio, and it's mind-blowing. I would put money behind him. My brethren, my right-hand man or not, even if I just met Solo, I dare anybody to go to the studio with this guy and go track for track with him off the top. I'm telling you, you guys will get ripped apart. Talent, bro, the man, you know, and that's just another thing that we were gonna get into. Is just, yo, the music scene is so whack down here, man, because it's like, bro, the real talent is so pushed under. But being on tour with those guys, I started to fall out of love with music for a bit because, as you know, man, same thing, bro, the shit costs a lot of money. To really have that, to do something with it, it costs money. Studio time, mixes, engineers, music videos, promo runs, everything is just expensive. You know what I'm saying? Outfits. People only think it's just, oh, you pay for the music video, you pay for the sound to get recorded. Bro, you don't understand. You're paying the models, you're paying the strippers, you're paying, you know what I mean? You're paying for the places you're shooting at, whether it's an Airbnb or a video location.
Yeah.
You know, you're paying, you gotta have licks
yeah.
there. You know what I mean? Bro, the shit costs money. I started to fall out of love with it a little bit. And then, you know, Ciro linked me to one day and said, yo, and Ciro, bro, that's my big brother for real.
Yeah.
Like, that is my big brother. You know, he's guided me a lot in this music game. But he linked me to one day, and me and him cooked up a track called New Blood. And he said, yo, come out and perform this. I said, you know what? Yeah, bro, I haven't performed in a while. I said, yeah, I'll come out. And I remember the first show that Ciro brought me out at was, it was in Ottawa.
Okay.
It was in Ottawa, Roney's show in Ottawa. And the way that the crowd reacted, and I just forgot how much fun I had performing. Like, performing, no doubt, is the most fun thing about this whole music thing. If you can get a crowd to react with you and rock out with you and go and hang out with a crowd of people for 10 minutes and vibe with them, bro, it's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
So being on tour with them, it was just, it's a blessing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I said, it was supposed to be a one show thing. I was supposed to come to Ottawa. That was when we were going to preview New Blood. The crowd turned up when we came out. So then Ciro said, yo, bro, I got a show tomorrow in Belleville. Bet. We were in Belleville. Hit the Belleville show. Ciro hit me with a bunch of other show dates after that and said, yo, if you want, like, come on. I'm never going to pass up an opportunity, especially performing as Ciro. I don't know if you've seen that guy perform, but that guy's a psychopath.
Yeah.
No, he's a psychopath. Like, I do one song and I feel like I'm about to pass out. This guy's doing fucking backflips, hanging off of shit on the ceiling, jumping in, crowd surfing. That guy's a different level of a human being. But his work ethic is like, being around those guys, especially seeing Roney, being around Roney, shout out to the whole Don't Get Close, all of those guys, their work ethic is like, I don't want to sound like I'm glazing, but like inspiring. You know what I mean? Like, yo, these guys really do this. They're really putting on for the city. You know what I'm saying? So that made me get my love back for music. Like, yo, I want to do this. And it's like, not to float my own boat or anything like that, but yo, when I go on stage, bro, the crowd rocks me. You know what I'm saying? I know how to get in contact with a crowd. So, you know, it makes me have that love and it's a blessing to be on tour with them, bro. It's one of the best things I could ever ask for, to be honest with you.
And like, I know like they're very like low key with their movements, like whenever they make like big moves and all that too. Like, I know like Roney, like he's like steady like winning like either way and all
for
that
sure.
too. Like,
Roney's the biggest name around, you know?
Yeah, like YH, like Sick and all that too, because like they'll also like open up with like Roney and all that too. And like I think because like you don't hear them as much too as like, you know, like the YG's presses, like
for sure
and all that, but the money that they're making, like either way too, like they're not like loafing, they're not like doing like too much and all that, they're not like glazing another man and all that. Like I could definitely see it's like very like amazing and all that too, and like they're getting like fans. Like,
bro, the one thing and Ciro has the same character trait as well, and so does Solo, but obviously Roney does it on a bigger platform at this moment. The one thing I respect the most about Roney is, yo, Roney takes care of his whole camp.
Yeah.
It's not the Roney show. Yeah, Roney's the breadwinner, but yo, Roney, the way he works with his homies, even his young boy, yo, he's got a young boy named Jovi.
Okay.
I see Jovi super doing his thing, you know what I mean? And Roney's there supporting his youngins, you know what I mean? I know a lot of rappers from a lot of name brand hoods that are leaving their youngins out to dry and only do the street shit. They're keeping their youngins there just to have their youngins there. Roney's really like, yo, if I'm getting it, I'm going to bring you with me. And I see that when they go to shows, he has his whole camp. They're all doing something. I hear them playing music. He's got a feature with almost everybody in the camp. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? True. That's the real shit about music, bro. If the whole city was like that, Toronto would be fucking unstoppable. Yeah. But and that was a big thing. And same thing with Ciro, bro. Ciro is on a different caliber, bro. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you see his post. I'm not airing nothing out, bro. The man's parring with Smiley, FaceTimes with Smiley, trips with Smiley, bro. Like, so for me to have the opportunity to even work with these guys, being on a stage with Roney and getting to chop it up backstage with him and even just get like little hints of advice, you know what I'm saying? I really watch what these guys do, you know what I mean? So it's a super blessing to be around Roney and those guys, man, for sure. Man.
Have you ever cracked like any shorties on tour and all that?
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Roney for real. Yo, I don't know what it is with Roney's fans, bro. I've done a lot of shows. We had Millie's come down here. I opened for Millie's. We had Tony Yayo come down here. I opened for Tony Yayo. Bro, Roney's fans are fucking crazy. And it's all like me, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yo, I love snow bunnies. Snow bunnies is my shit. Bro, the snow bunnies at his shows are crazy. So obviously, yeah, we've had our fun at the shows, man. You take advantage of the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've definitely had some fun for sure. Shout out to Roney and the whole Don't Get Close team.
Have you ever had like a city that had like, like the freakiest like women and all that, or like the most attractive, like unattractive and all that like on tour?
Yeah, the most attractive while being on tour, Roney and C-Roll, the most attractive women I've ever seen in a city. I'd have to say, from the show dates I've been on, I'd have to say Ottawa was the most attractive women I've seen for sure.
Yeah, like I guess like unattractive is like, like the small town cities like Belleville, like Kitchener.
Yeah. But the crazy thing is, I'm gonna get fucking canceled for saying this. The craziest show I ever did was either Welland or Belleville.
Okay.
And like I said, I opened for Tony Yayo. 700, 800, 1,000 people. Millie's was like 1,200 or something like that. Bro, Belleville is the craziest fucking town to perform into. Like, those guys are wild. Some of the ones in the back, the quiet ones, are where the gems are. The very good-looking, beautiful women. I have a picture on my Instagram that, I don't know if when you air this, if I send it to you, if you want to pop it up. Actually, no, I don't want to expose nobody. But a bunch of my homies messaged me and said, where the fuck are you performing? Or where was that performance? I said, Belleville. He said, why is the whole front row full of crackheads? I said, hey, man, they came and they showed out. So it's all love to all the cities. You know what I'm saying? But Ottawa, you got the best looking girls on the whole tour so far that I've been to. So
yeah, no, that's facts. Like, I mean, the money's like good, like either way too, So
yeah.
But like to even like take off on like this like whole like dating like relationship thing and all that too, like being like a rapper and all that. Do women expect you to live like the rapper image at all times and all that too, like having chains, having like all this money, like spending it all on drip and all that?
A girl expects me to live that life 24 hours a day. A lady, a woman, no, she's with me for me. You know what I'm saying? I definitely there's definitely girls around me that I can see through the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're here for. I know what I'm here for. If we're just there to have fun, if you wanna walk around with a rapper for the day, I drive. I have multiple nice vehicles. I have jewelry. I'm not a big jewelry guy. I'm not a super fancy. I don't have no bust down chains. I'm a big watch collector. I think watches will always hold value. I don't have no bust downs. I have a bunch of plain Janes though. I think I can really pick apart what a woman's trying to see. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's that question is like it's like different answers for different people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All like depends on the situation too.
100%.
Because I know it kind of like depends on like who you're interacting with and all that too. Because like a lot of like girls like high school or like university, college, because like they're all about like fun and all that too. Like with certain women, like if they have like an LLC, all that type of stuff too, like they have like very like different expectations.
100%.
Yeah. So, but like I know like in some cases too, like there's like people that do like OnlyFans, like sex work, all that type of stuff too. So would you ever date someone that does like OnlyFans or sex work?
I mean, I can't bash the hustle. I personally, just me being me, I don't think I could definitely never be with somebody that does sex work ever in my life. OnlyFans,
depends on the situation.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. That's a hard question. If that's what you do before I come into your life, and I know that's what you do, and I've accepted that from the jump, then yeah. Like my one of my best friends, like my homegirl, she's a ride or die. All y'all that are watching, go subscribe on OnlyFans to Salty Baby XO. If you know, you know. Go subscribe. I can't knock her hustle. You know what I mean? I have a next homegirl. Izzy. Shout out to Izzy. Bro, they're doing their thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, bro? People think it's just you just go online and show your body and you make money. Like there's so much more to that. I'm around these girls, bro. I see the shit that these girls go through and. Shout out to them. I can never knock your hustle. You know what I mean? For sure.
Because I know like certain ones like that are making like like very good money, and it all depends on the situation too. Like
100,
like multi-millionaire type people too. Like I could say like one example. Adam 22, like he's dating like one of the most like well-known girls like on OnlyFans and all that.
That's
too.
some weird shit though, no?
Yeah.
You don't think the plug talk is a little?
I mean, it depends on the situation, and I mean, like the Jason Love thing too, and all that because
Yeah. Like, I could never, ever, 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 ever in my life, my girl is not getting touched by another man. Ever. I don't care what the fucking bag is with it. Never. Could not be me.
yeah. I mean, all depends too because sometimes too like if they have like protection either way, but like it also like depends on the risk too, because yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
For sure. But like what's more worthwhile to keep like a woman and all that? Do you have to kind of trick by like these items too, or like do you have to show her like experiences to like attractions, vacations, all that type of stuff?
Like, what do I do?
No, like what do you think is like kind of like more worthwhile, like to get her attention or to like get her to stay with you and all that too? Because I know some women like they only want to be like pampered, like treated and all that too, just with items. Others it's like experiences and all that too. Like what do you?
I think it depends on what you're looking for as a man. You know what I mean? I think as a man, I don't think what I buy you should define who I am to you. I think if you're in my life and you deserve it, I'm gonna give you the whole entire world. You know what I mean? I'm gonna buy you whatever you want. I'm gonna buy you whatever you deserve.
Yeah.
But I think me, I'm more of like a time and experience person, right?
Yeah.
Yo, let's go adventure together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if we're going and adventuring together, that's the type of person I want in my life. So obviously, all the materialistic shit is gonna come after that,
Yeah,
right?
no, that's facts, yeah. 'Cause I know with tricking and all that too, because like with rappers, they see it as like an easy momentum to not like lose that girl and all that too. Like you get her like the Telfie bag, you get her with the
For sure,
Birkin, like all that type of stuff too. Like they're gonna stay either way too. Like if they pout, argue, all that type of thing too. Like,
But that girl's only with you for your paper.
yeah,
I don't want that.
yeah. But I feel like with attractions too, like it all depends on the attraction. If you're taking her to LA or Miami, like there's not much that you could do. But if you take her to like an island in Greece or like in Fiji
For
and all
sure.
that, or like Bora Bora, like that's like a different vibe too, because like she'll like take that experience and memory to showcase
With you, yeah,
exactly,
for sure.
yeah. And like in your experience like in dating like in Toronto and all that too, like in the GTA, like how do you like feel about it like nowadays and all that?
I mean, fuck, my dating experience is shit. There's been good girls that have come across in my life that I personally, me at the time, I fucked up. There's a few in particular where I'm like, shit, like that was a good girl, but I was young at the time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then as I get older now, obviously I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to have someone to build a journey with and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and carry on about life. But I think before, I think my karma's catching up to me. There
Yeah.
was, I'll be so real, yo. There was a situation recently where, I was with a girl. She got me. You know what I'm saying? It was very hard to get into my life and get me to a point where I'm vulnerable, and it backfired. She wasn't a lady. She was a girl, and I don't want a girl in my life.
Yeah.
I want a lady. I want a woman.
Yeah.
So I think dating in the GTA is very, very hit or miss.
yeah. And what I could say about it, it's easier to pay for poom like in the city than to actually have like a
100%.
yeah.
Bro, if I go, bro, I got a, like my car that I drive on like to a nice place. I got a new BMW M3 competition. When I take that car out, there's people that look at me, girls that look at me and want to talk to me that never pay me no mind if they see me in my other Beamer. I have another BMW as well. So it's like, but I see the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I know the bullshit. So it's you can't play me. You know what I'm saying?
Because like they're looking for that American guy,
Yeah.
or, like they're looking for that ideal and all that. That guy has to be 6 foot, like 6 foot and all that too.
Yeah.
Have like 100K and all that to have like a good job, like
For sure.
And it can be hit or miss too, because like you don't know who you're gonna meet, because that girl could be wearing Shine or like Fashion Nova and all that. So
for sure.
either way, But I know that we do have to like kind of like go soon too. But do you have any regrets in your life overall, or do you kind of like regret nothing and all that?
I wouldn't say I have no regrets. I think everything came with a lesson that I've ever done. I've done a lot of bad in life. I paid my consequences for all the bad that I've done in life. I think I'll continue. I think there's a couple more consequences that I'm gonna have to pay down the line, but that's things I accept in life and things that I'm ready to take head on. Like I said, you always got to pay for your mistakes, right? Your actions always have consequences, and there's a lot of bad things that I've done. The biggest thing is, I'm sick and tired of people looking at me like a monster. There's a lot of people around me that look at me from the things I've done in my past, and they look at me from the person I used to be in my past, and I think they try to define of who I am today until they get to know me. That's kind of the biggest regret I have is not letting people get to know me for me, is letting my past define who I am. But I mean, I don't let my past define who I am. So
Yeah, no, that's 100, man. Like, I think like what you said, it is like very amazing to know that, you know, whenever you can grow and all that too, like you grow like at the best capability. You're not growing at like your worst, or you're growing at like
For sure.
your average and all that too. You're always growing for the better and all that. You know?
for sure,
So,
I didn't have the guidance that everybody else came with, right? So I had to figure a lot of life out on my own. I had to make a lot of mistakes to learn right from wrong, right? Everybody thinks right from wrong is so black and white, but it's really not when you live the life that I had to live, right?
yeah,
So
no, that's facts, man. And like I know like we're in 2025 right now and all that too. New year, new journey and all that too. So what do you have going on for this year in terms of any projects and so forth and all that? You know?
To be honest, 2025 for me is all about myself. And this year I'm really gonna focus on putting on changing my image. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I just said before, bro, I'm so sick and tired of people looking at me like a monster. So I think my biggest journey this year, my biggest accomplishment this year is I really want to put out who I really am this year. I really want to broadcast who I really am this year. I really want people to get to know me for me. You know, there's a lot of people that I come across that are, you know, whether they're scared to be around me because they think that, you know, I'm a bad person or this and that. I'm just, like I said, bro, I'm sick of being looked at like a monster. And funny enough, I'm a promo project that's coming. I have a pain project coming out that's called I'm Not a Monster. And that's my biggest thing for 25, man, is I'm gonna go full force this year with the music and just with the social media, with everything. You know, I have a channel coming up that I'm gonna launch with daily vlogs. You know, it's gonna have to do with my cars, my daily lifestyle, you know, my music, just everything. You know, I wanna really let the people get to know me. And if people are hesitant to be around me or hesitant to, I hope that this year the stuff that I put out is a new picture of who I am.
That's facts. And, you know, I'm glad I never really saw that other side of you. Like, I've seen, like, this calm, neutral, like, dope side, too. And it's amazing seeing all that, you know? So, and do you have any, like, closing remarks and all that, you know?
Nah, man. Just like I said, a big shout out to Lenzi Yashu, to all the people with this podcast. I appreciate you guys for having me out, man. It was a pleasure as always. And, you know, I hope to continue to do business together. You know what I mean? I think there's lots for us to do. So
yeah, that's facts, man. You know,
Appreciate
1kJayy, you know, it's like dope having you on again and all that too, to dive deep into your story, to get to know more about you and all that, to dive deep onto like this like crazy stuff too. And like, we'll definitely have you back on and all that, you know? So,
100%.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
man. This is Josh, also known as Yashu, another episode of TLOY Talks. You can get this on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Buzzsprout, Patreon, much more. Definitely check out like 1kJayy's like music and all that, like on all platforms. Spotify and all that, you know, fuck the Crypto King either way too, you know?
Yeah, fuck the Crypto King.
And, you know, we'll definitely get it like going too with like all the other content and all that too. But yo, Josh, also known as Yashu.
Sorry to cut you off, I got one more shout out. I want to shout out my whole entire team: Young Soldiers Entertainment, Solo YS, Stunner YS, Izzy Almighty, Hardway, Jelani, Skylar Zane, Ciro. I want to shout out Automandum. Appreciate you guys. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no worries, man. But
shout out the team.
Nah, like likewise, man. You know, but yo, Josh, also known as Yashu, 1kJayy signing off. You know.